Hello, everyone, and welcome to another educational, hopefully fascinating, hopefully um, very informative episode of the David Hittle Real Estate Show. I am your host, as always. I am David Hittle. I'm a real estate professional with United Real Estate Louisville, and I serve Louisville and the surrounding areas. And my website is shopkentuckyhomes.com. If you are in need of any real estate activity, any real estate need, you can always give me a call or visit my website at shopkentuckyhomes.com. So today we are going to discuss how home ownership can bring you joy because we all need some joy in our lives with everything that is going on in the world today and everything going on in our own country today. We could use some joy. So, we're going to talk about how home ownership can bring you that joy. We're also going to talk about why the rising mortgage rates are pushing buyers off the fence. They may or may not be able to purchase homes due to these rising mortgage rates, especially in our area. So we want to make sure that we understand why this is happening and what we can do to help. And finally, we're going to cover why you should not delay your home ownership plans because of the risk of inflation. So, we're going to discuss what inflation is and why it should not impede your home ownership plans. So, getting started today, how home ownership can bring you joy. Now, there is some scientific research behind some of this, and the scientific research says that a little change in your life, in your surroundings, in your just your environment can bring you joy. It's scientifically proven. But there are other things that can also help with the joy that you will feel. And some of those are related to the financial benefits of home ownership, deciding from renting or purchasing a home. The financial benefits are there, and you will want to consider the reasons that if you're a renter, you would like to continue to be a renter. And if you're a homeowner or you're thinking of purchasing a home, you want to know the decisions for that too. Of course, if you're wanting to express yourself, something that is also scientifically proven to bring joy, upgrading or customizing your living space, then that rental agreement is probably holding you back. So, home ownership in that aspect, allowing you to customize or upgrade your home, would be a great perk of owning your own home. The National Association of Realtors, which I am a member of, shows that their latest report shows that making updates or remodeling your home can help you feel more at ease and more comfortable in your living space. And the National Association of Realtors uses a joy score that indicates how much happiness specific home upgrades can bring. So here you go. There were numerous interior projects that received a perfect joy score of 10. Things like painting entire interiors of your home, painting one room of your home, adding a new home office, a hardwood flooring refinish, new wood flooring, a closet renovation, an insulation upgrade, Hopefully, you don't see insulation very often, but if it brings you joy, then that is perfect. And finally, an attic conversion to living space. All of those, according to the National Association's most recent Joy report, provides a 10 out of 10 perfect Joy score for the homeowner. The report also broke down just how much each of these projects can enhance your emotional attachment to your home, and that can even lead you to wanting to spend even more time in your home. So, things like refinishing the hardwood floors, that gives the homeowner, gives a potential buyer greater desire to be in the home. And it also provides an increased sense of enjoyment for the home. Converting that attic to a living area also provides that greater desire to be at the home, and the other items on that list did the same. So the great part about this is that when you own your home, you are free to update your home at your heart's content. These types of upgrades can result in additional happiness when you complete them. But there's another reason you can feel good as a homeowner. In most situations, you are free to renovate or update the interior of your home without needing anyone else's permission. The Business Insider points out that renters may not have that same freedom. And they said that your landlord won't always approve changes when you are renting, but you have the power to update the home when you are the owner. Just make sure any big changes are approved by your homeowners association if necessary. So if you do make changes as a renter, there's a good chance you'll need to revert them back at the end of your lease based on whatever your rental agreement is. And that can add additional costs when you move out. And that doesn't cause joy, that causes sadness and stress. So, deciding whether or not you feel like renting or buying is a complete personal decision. However, the financial benefits are critical, but don't overlook the emotional impact that home ownership can leave. And if you are thinking of renting here in the Louisville or surrounding area, if you're thinking of purchasing here in the Louisville or the surrounding area, or you have a home that you're thinking about selling here in the Louisville or surrounding area, let's connect today to discuss all the benefits that you can enjoy when you purchase your own home. And that's absolutely true. Now, while owning your own home does have other financial costs, sometimes when you're renting, um, there's repairs that need to be made to the home. Those are taken care of by your landlord in most cases. If there's like landscaping or stuff, sometimes if you're a renter, that's taken care of by the owner. However, owning a home, and especially if you use a realtor, you can purchase a home with as little risk as possible. And your realtor is there to guide you, to educate you, and to provide you with the facts that you need to make the best decision on the purchase of your most expensive investment. Your most expensive asset is your home. That's why they call it your nest egg, because it is where a lot of your net worth will accumulate, and it is where your savings, your forced savings from your mortgage payment is made as well. So consider purchasing a home. And if you are considering purchasing a home, please reach out to me. You can visit my website at shopkentuckyhomes.com and we can get you started towards home ownership. And that's important, especially in today's world. So one thing that may be frightening off or pushing some home buyers off the market is the rising mortgage rates. Of course, if you have been listening to the news at all or listening to anything having to do with real estate, or you have probably heard that mortgage interest rates are rising, and you may have wondered what that means for you. Since mortgage interest rates have increased over 2 percentage points this year, it is natural to think about how this will impact your home ownership plans. Of course, today buyers are reacting in one of two ways. They are either making the decision to buy now, it's what me and my wife did, buy now before rates climb higher, or they are waiting it out in hopes that rates will fall. So, what we should do whenever something seems frightening or something seems scary is we should look at some context that can help us understand what these what is actually happening. So looking at the historical mortgage rates, and they have been recording 30-year fixed rate mortgage rates since 1971. The highest rates ever seen were in, I'll pull up, see if I can zoom in. I think I zoomed in too far. The highest mortgage interest rates were in, it looks like April 1983-ish. April of 1983, the average, not the not the actual, but the average mortgage interest rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage in April of 1983 was 18.63%. 18.63% was the average in April of 1983. Now, some of us were not even born in April of 1983, me and my wife included. We were not born in 1983. She's got me beat by 3 years. She was born in 86. I was born in 89. So this was before our time, but it was in our parents' time. My parents were born in the late '60s, so they would have been in their 20s when '83 was going on. And I remember my father and mother at the time, that around the time I was born, was still renting. So this could explain some of that. However, let's bring context. Today, our average mortgage interest rate is 5.3%. That is over 13 percentage points lower than the highest rate ever. Now, 5.3% is not the lowest we've ever seen, of course. The lowest we ever saw was 2.65%, and that was in January of 2021. However, 5.3% is not a catastrophic rate, and it is not anywhere near the highest rates that we have ever seen. Mark Fleming, he is the chief economist at First American, which means he is a lot smarter than me. He says that historical context is important. An average 30-year fixed rate mortgage rate of 5.5% is still well below the historical average of nearly 8%. So the historical average from 1971 to today, the historical average is 8%. 8% is the historical average. So we are still under the historical average. So if you're deciding whether to buy now or wait, you need to have this important context. Today's mortgage rate still gives you a window of opportunity to lock in a rate that's comparatively lower than decades before. And when you're thinking about this as well on whether or not you should wait, you need to listen to the experts and get a kind of look ahead on what is happening if the rates do climb higher. The buyers who are springing into action now are motivated to make their moves because they know interest rates are on the rise this year. And they're eager to get ahead of them and get ahead of any future increases, because the higher the interest rate, the more interest you are going to pay on the mortgage over the lifetime of it, and the higher your monthly payments will be. So when mortgage rates climb, they impact that monthly mortgage payment you'll have to pay on the home you're buying. Basically, it will likely cost you more to buy a home if you wait, because experts say mortgage rates will rise, possibly more moderately in the months ahead. And Odetta Kushi, the deputy chief economist at First American, again, meaning he is smarter than me, explained it this way: ongoing inflationary pressure remains likely to push mortgage rates even higher in the months to come. So, in other words, we may see a 6% interest rate soon. We may see a 6.5% interest rate soon. It is possible that we see those types of rates this year. So you need to be prepared for that. If you are thinking of waiting, you need to know that if you have to pay a 6% mortgage rate, it's going to increase your monthly mortgage payment by X. If it goes to 6.5%, you need to know that it is going to increase your monthly mortgage payment by X. And you can sit down with a lender and figure out how much those costs are going to be. So if you are ready and you are financially able to buy now, it does not make any sense at all to hold off on purchasing a home. You should be purchasing your home sooner rather than later. Nadia Evangelo, the senior economist at the Association of Realtors, of which I'm a member of, again, someone much smarter than me, says with even higher interest rates on the horizon, I don't see any reason to hold off from purchasing a home right now. If you feel financially secure, you should start looking for a home. And that is absolutely true. I have many a buyer grabbing up their homes right now before anything increases or anything jumps off. At the end of the day, there is no perfect advice. Nobody can give you perfect advice. My perfect advice would have been to buy in January of 2021, because you had the most historically low mortgage rates ever. They have never been lower than 2.65%. But ever since they hit 2.65%, they have been going up. And now they've gone from 2.65% to 5.3, almost 2.5 percentage points higher. So do not wait around for them to go from 5.5 to 7, because they very well may do that in the future. At the end of the day, again, there's no perfect advice on when to buy a home. What you should do depends on your goals, your finances, and your personal situation. You should use this information with the help of a local real estate professional to make an informed decision on what's best for you. And the market report sums it up best. They say, quote, if you are on the fence about whether to buy now or wait for a better deal, buying sooner rather than later might be wise. That said, home buying is always a personal decision. And whether you should buy in 2022 depends on your financial situation and the local housing market where you live. And I can help you with both of those. So if you'd like to know what your personal financial situation is, I would love to connect you with one of my preferred lenders. They can sit down, they can look at your monthly income, they will look at how much debt you have, they'll compare those, and then they'll look at your job history, your career, what you've been doing. Have you been steadily increasing your income? They'll look at your financial situation and give you a number that they feel comfortable loaning you towards your next home. This is a very good way to figure out your financial situation without any obligation. Just sit down with a lender and say, hey, I would like to know how much I would be qualified for if I wanted to purchase a home right now. Can you also tell me what my monthly mortgage payment on that would be? Easy peasy. And then your local housing market, that is where I come in. That's where your realtor comes in. And your realtor can pull data, can pull research to tell you, is that home you were looking at even worth value of that home been over the past 3 years? Has it been increasing? Has it been decreasing? Let's find out. That is what your realtor is for. And if you choose a realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors, you can be confident that you have hired someone obligated to follow stricter ethical guidelines real estate agent. So, if you're looking to purchase a home or you're looking to rental behind and purchase a home, or maybe you're looking to upgrade or downsize a home, you can visit my website, shopkentuckyhomes.com, all one. And on that website, you can do everything you could ever think of involving your home. If you you can get a computer generated home value. If you would like a actual realtor to do those, you can contact me and do the paperwork myself to give you the top dollar fair market value for your